When I thought to register, I went to NEC offices in Nairobi. They told me that you have been away for all these years. What you are going to do a qualifying test. But because I had done a bit of reading before then, when I started for the qualifying test, I was successful. So now they allowed me to register. Yeah.
Now, what's your plan next?
My plan is...
Start with your expectations from the exam that you are finishing, and then...
I am praying that if I can have good qualifications, I can join university. I'm also planning to, like I said, because I've been dealing with the community right from the beginning, like I told you.
We've been very supportive with him regarding his education, helping with tuition, exercises, and also supporting his dreams and aspirations in life. There's nothing more we can do besides returning the favor, rewarding the sacrifices that he has made for us so that we can be successful as a family.
My name is Samuel Wainaina Uiru. I was born in 1946 at Nyandarua County, a place called Orjororok. I grew up there at Orjororok, and then I went to primary school, Silibwit Primary School, and I did well. My Kenya Primary certificate, I got very good grades. By then, we were doing few subjects. I had only 2 points to click the whole thing. I was admitted to Nyandarua High School, but unfortunately, my parents were unable to take me to secondary school. And I also people from Mangu High School. There's a Mzungu who came from Mangu High School to interview me. And when they realized that my parents could not afford, I think they dropped me, admitting me there. I felt that I'm going to sacrifice my education. Why? Because 1966, when I did my primary education certificate, my parents were squatters by then under the Wazungu's settlement, farms. So they could not afford to take me to high school. But that's not exactly the whole thing. 1966, when I did my examinations in primary school, that is when now the government was planning to settle the squatters who were in Nyandarua. So my father was among the people who are going to be settled. And by the time I was going to now go to secondary school, he had given me the fees, but it was announced that now every the candidate to be settled must have some money. By then it was about 361 shillings. My father could not afford. He had even borrowed from a friend to give me to go to pay the school. Unfortunately now he called me and said, "My son, I have 2 things. I need you to give me one of them. You can give me education, you can give me the land." I opted to give him a land. So when I said I'm going to give you the land, I returned the fee that he had given me to him. And then he was now set to come and pay for the settlement fee that was required. And that's exactly what happened. Now I started wondering, what am I going to do? Fortunately, when the people were settled, I started working as a casual worker, fencing the newly settled people, their lands, their shambas. And I had my uncle who was working with the Brook Bond by then. So he knew that I did not go to high school. He called me and said, "Come and try where I'm working." he was working in an industry that was subsidiary company aligned to Brook Bond, Kenya Limited. So, and it was manufacturing artificial fishing flies, the department that was making artificial fishing flies for export, for sports fishing. So when I went there, they interviewed me and they found that I could fit into their industry. So I was employed in 1968. Now, when I was employed, something told me in my heart that there are people who went to secondary school and now have come here to take their employment. I told myself what I'm going to do, I'll work very hard to see to it that I know this art very well, so that in the future I could start up my own industry of the same kind. So, and that's exactly what happened. I told myself I'm going to work in this industry for 10 years. And I started now working because I had something in me that was telling me you can still work here and make the same industry, make it your business in the future. So I said the people who went to secondary school, and I'm going to the industry, I knew that what I missed, what I could have missed in education, I would get it in this industry. So with that understanding and knowledge, I started now working very hard, such that the management felt there is somebody here who is passionate to doing what he is doing here, and therefore the general manager approached me and said, we are going to remove you from doing the manual work, what I was doing by then. We used to buy the plain hooks, and raw materials were feathers, artificial fishing flies. So I did it very well, and until then they told me, now what we are going to do, you are going to be removed from doing the handwork. We are going to promote you to be a quality checker. So that tells you that I was doing very good, to the extent that my quality was very good, so that I was promoted to a quality checker of the whole industry. And then, in short, I kept moving from quality checking. I came to the supervision. From the supervision, I went to order control office, and I was doing the now order control controlling. What was manufactured came to the Department of Packaging, sorting for the export. It was an export-oriented industry. By then, we were supplying to various parts of the world. We were supplying the products in Germany, in the UK, in USA, and even Sweden and other parts of the world. So when I now started joined the management, I was now exposed to knowing where I can source the materials, how to value the pieces, so that I can have to know the margins. So I worked there until 1975, and I had promised me that I'm going to work for 10 years. So 1975, Brook Bond decided now they are going to not continue with that kind of industry, because it was not aligned with the tea industry. So they closed it. After closing it, now I was again left without employment. So fortunately, there was a manager, Mzungu, who intended now to go and start his own factory in Nairobi. He asked me to join him. So I joined him. But then you know that from 1968 to 1978, I had only 1975 is when I teamed up with that Mzungu, and then we started in 1975. So I had only 3 years now to make 10 years. I promised myself that I'm not going to go beyond 10 years. So I worked with that firm for 3 years, and then I resigned. When I resigned, I had a camera. I had bought a camera, and I didn't have money in the account. So I bought a camera and thought that this is what is going to make money. By then I had gotten married. I had started getting children. and therefore the responsibility came widening. But I didn't care about minding about the family. I thought more of starting up the business. So I told my wife, look, what I'm going to do, as I promised you, I promised myself I'm going to work for 10 years. Now 10 years have already gone. Now let us agree with you that you now take care of the children, doing the labor, manual work in farms, as I continue now looking how I'm going to start up the business. So we went on that way. I met some other gentlemen. They were teachers. They had money. I had the skill. And then we teamed up and agreed that now what I'm going to do, my contribution will be my skill. And they would now provide money. And we agreed that. Now we agreed that every month this is what we are going to assign you as the capital, your capital, your share capital. Then we will not be paying you the kind of money that you are supposed to be paid, but we will be deducting from your salary so that it can go to your account. We did it, and I told my wife we are going to work with these people in partnership for 10 years. So we worked with them for 10 years, and I kept my promise. Then we dissolved the partnership, and then I now decided I'm going to start it by myself. We teamed up with my wife, and we agreed that now we are going to now work together in the same place. We did it, and I told her we are again going to work for 10 years with you. We worked for 10 years in short with her, doing everything. You know, we had fortunately we had created labor creation, and we had created employment for some people, and I think at a time I had almost 80 people working at us. At the same time, now God was kind for. I started now trying to see how am I going to conduct the market. Fortunately, I started traveling from Kenya to America, looking for the market. Went to Britain, went to Germany, and then it started off. By then, my children now are growing. Unfortunately, something happened where the business had now to again come almost to nil. But I didn't give up. I told we are going to struggle and see how it is. By then, my children had already gone to primary school, secondary school, but then we were able now to educate our children, and the business was keeping us. We had started buying properties here and there, and after I worked with her for 10 years, then my children now started coming out from school, universities. I told them, we are now going to work with you for another 10 years. So I relieved my wife. I had bought a shamba. We thought we were going to raise cattle, and that's exactly what we did. Now, in the process, I worked with my sons and a daughter for 10 years. And then I said, now, I think I'm going now to leave it to you, and then I'll carry out, I'll venture into other areas.
What business was this?
It was, we were making artificial fishing flies for sports.
Mm-hmm.
So the products were for the sports fishing. So we had to buy the plain hooks and other materials, relevant materials, to dress an insect on a hook, so that when you cast it into the water, the fish will see it. It is exactly the insect that we eat. So that is also the kind of business. So after there, I now decided I'm going to work in the farm, to join my wife. We went to a place called Laikipia. We started raising cattle, and I realized the cattle that were being raised there were not of good standard. So we teamed up with a veterinary officer, and he said, how can we raise the livestock genetically here? We agreed, and then we started recruiting farmers, telling them, look, this is not the best way how we are the kind of animals that we are having. We must upgrade their grade so that we can have more more produce for more money. And we agreed. We started moving to the farmers, telling them, look, the very cows you have here, we can grow them genetically, and then we will have more produce for more money. We started doing that. And members, we recruited members. Members started seeing that it is doing well, because the first calves that were born, we developed from, we targeted from an ordinary cow to a pedigree. We started registering our livestock with the Kenya Stud Book in Nakuru. So it happened when now we started, we registered our cows, it now came to the light of Kenya Livestock Breeders Association that there are some people who are registering their livestock. So a certain Mzungu said, Samuel, what I think what we are going to do, I have noted you are working hard in Laikipia and Nyandarua, and I think we are going to do this. We are going to set up a livestock association that will take care of the small-scale farmers who are quite many in the country. And we started the processing. Kenya Breeders Association agreed and gave us permission to start up an association, Kenya Livestock Producers Association. That Mzungu became the chairman. I deputized him. And therefore, I now started moving places in the country, telling people now that we have this association, our goals, giving them the goals, telling the benefit of joining the association. We started now planning the field days in the country, and then being in the process, the chairman had an accident, so I took over. Becoming a chairman, now we joined the association, Kenya Livestock Producers Association. Now we became members of Kenya National Farmers Federation. By virtue of my being the chairman of the Kenya Livestock Producers Association, I was able now to join the Kenya National Farmers Federation, where I joined the Kenya Commodity Council in the system. I started now being exposed to various places. I started now interacting with the people who, the farmers. We started now sitting up with the people of various ranks and, the education, you can imagine. Now a primary school person joining the team that, most of them were from the universities. And I thank God I was able to interact with them. I knew what I was doing. I could contribute effectively. And so it now became in me that with my level of education, I think the best thing, because now I've started interacting, I think the best thing now I start advancing myself in education. That is when I decided now that I'm going to start my secondary education privately. I was doing it on my own. I tried to look for teachers to coach me, and finally I got a place in Nairobi, Westminster Academy, but unfortunately they had problems. They closed it down. That was 2013, I think. 2013, they closed down. And then I joined another one. They were calling themselves Stanford Preaching Academy. They also had some problems. So I started now doing it on my own. So since then, I've been now trying to teach myself, through the YouTube, getting the teachers, and now until now I have registered. Now, being a member of Kenya National Farmers Federation, I now also happened to be a member of East African Farmers Federation. So I joined the East African Farmers Federation, became a council member. From there, then I was appointed to be a board member. When I was appointed the board member, you can see now the kind of the challenge I'm now getting with my level of education. And now I told them, okay, fine, I'm doing it because I am through experience, I am able now to interact and contribute effectively. Because when, for example, we are going for a certain meeting, to discuss over issues. I could now do the research to know this is the agenda we are going to, this is how, something like that. So these challenges along the way is what made me now to think that I'm going to do my education, secondary education, with an intention also, if I can do well, and I'm hoping to do well, I might also join university and think doing the community work, community development degree that will make me relevant in the community. Taking you back, in 2007, I vied for the councillorship in Laikipia, and I was elected. So you can see now, serving in all these areas, I thought I can only sharpen myself by going back to school and become relevant. I'm happy that I'm doing it now, and I'm sitting. I now, as you know, that I'm now doing it. I'm doing my KCSE, and I'm hoping to do well, so that it can pave me. I can pave way to probably joining the university. What I'm doing, I sat down with my children, and I told them I want to go to do education, and they said that they would cater for my upkeep together with their mother, so that I can now be able to go to school. Though in Nyandarua, I'm practicing small-scale farming. I have planted a few of avocados. I'm planning to raise bees. I'm also planting other. In Nyandarua, it's a cold place, but I think I thought I would do arrowroots, which I'm now planted there. I also established a tree nursery, which is working now. So that's what I'm doing. But mostly, I'm in the books. My children are doing all the upkeep, of course, financing all my desires. Yeah, continuously, I've done it for 3 years, because the other I was just doing, bits and bits. But for 3 years, I became serious. Around here, there is a center for the adults. I thought joining there, so I joined the center for the adults. But we also realized that we experienced some problems there, and then we said, together with our candidates, we agreed that we are going now to look for a place, pay for the house rent, and then we now source for the teachers. Gilgil Town Secondary School, we have teachers who came willing to teach us after the classes. So that's what we have been doing. Yes. The whole day we were there with other candidates, but normally they used to come after work for 2 hours, and when they are not, they have time for 3 hours on Saturday, like that. Yeah. And at the same time, like chemistry or physics, the principal was kind enough. He allowed us to be going to the lab and interact with other students, and so that we started gaining the experience of lab systems. Yeah. When I thought to register, I went to NEC offices in Nairobi. They told me that you have been away for all these years. What you are going to do a qualifying test. But because I had done a bit of reading before then, when I started for the qualifying test, I was successful. So now they allowed me to register. Yeah.
Now, what's your plan next?
My plan is...
Start with your expectations from the exam that you are finishing, and then...
I am praying that if I can have good qualifications, I can join university. I'm also planning to, like I said, because I've been dealing with the community right from the beginning, like I told you, I've interacted well with the community. I'm thinking that if given chance by the people where I was born, I can now go and practice the experiences I have, because I have been working in livestock and farming, all these areas. So I thought that if I can go and ask them to give me the position of an MCA, then I'll be able now to inject my experience and knowledge into them alongside what I'll be studying concerning the community. Yeah. I thought it was a blessing in disguise for me not to go to the high school and for me to get married early, because I thought I wouldn't like my children to be like I was. So I thought that I'm going to work very hard so that they can get good education, and this is exactly what happened, because we are blessed with the children, and all of them have gone through the university system, and they have graduated. My grandchildren I have about several of them now have gone through the system of education. They're doing now the masters, and they have interacted well with them, because we used to have a lot of discussions with them, right from my children, my grandchildren, and they have also supported me a lot. I have also supported them in telling them the benefit of pushing on with education, which we cannot complain now.
My name is Mary Njeri Uwiru. I'm a business analyst by profession, currently pursuing a master's degree in project management, and have an undergraduate in business information technology. I'm currently in the fintech space. And my grandfather here has been always a zealous person and hardworking person from time immemorial. We've learned a lot from his experiences and also his input in shaping us to the way we are right now. We've observed him making a lot of sacrifices for our good, and that brings out his kindness and his service to community and family at all. We've been very supportive with him regarding his education, helping with tuition exercises, and also supporting his dreams and aspirations in life. There's nothing more we can do besides returning the favor, rewarding the sacrifices that he has made for us so that we can be successful as a family. It's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling when you're tutoring him and also helping him realize his goals and desires in life. It's a fulfilling experience. I show him a lot of high school stuff, especially in the field of business study subjects. Yeah, it's a rotating exercise among myself and my cousins. They're experts in maths, kuna wenye ni experts kwa biology, they're experts in chemistry, so everyone has their specialty. One thing I could say, it's my grandpa, he is so all round and he's so holistic. He balances to juggle between many things. Family, molding us and also guiding us through our lives, his studies, and also community service, and his professional expertise background in agriculture and outreach. So I'd say it's so inspirational because he manages to juggle between many things at his age.